Hello and welcome to another video shoot for Entrepreneurs of Africa. This is our first video recording for the month of February. So this week we're going to be taking a look at the topic of why keep time. There is no African time in business. I'll let that sink in for a bit. I know there's most of us that do this, and I know the African people seem to have like a phrase that they use to describe people being late as the African time. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But you must understand there's no such thing as African time in business. When you guys make a plan with somebody, you have to keep that time exactly. You have to maintain that time. I know there's probably some of you guys out there that have those friends that you make a plan and you get to the place and you be asking, hey, where are you at, man? And he's like, oh man, I'm just down the street. I'm like 5 minutes away. In the meantime, they're probably just eating their sitter back home or something, or just chilling on the couch or something like that. But this week we're just gonna be telling you why it is important to keep time. For one reason, which is pretty much the obvious one, is no delays. Because if you do not keep time, then everything in your schedule pretty much is going to fall back. There's nothing that will go into accordance to plan or on the schedule that it was meant to go into, because you're 5 minutes late and you come up for that event. Now that the event has to start 5 minutes late, and it pretty much just throws your whole day out of whack. So maintaining time, it helps in not getting everybody delayed in everything that they do. And the second reason why you should learn to keep time is because if you don't, you pretty much miss opportunities. I don't know how that saying goes. First in, best served, or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember the exact words to it, but first in, best served. So if you come second, well, you missed out and you only have the scraps that is left behind. That is if there's anything left behind. If there's nothing, you go home with nothing. So you gotta always be able to attend any session that you're invited to or meeting that you're meant to be on time, so that you do not actually come in and then just pick up those little piece of scraps that were left behind. And that's another aspect why keeping time is important. And the third reason why keeping time is important is you miss important information if you come late to a certain event. I'm gonna put my hand up. I probably did this a few days back ago. I was invited to an event which I kind of got there probably a little bit late, like really late, but I was not planning on missing that event. But yeah, I got in, and pretty much the information that I was asking, most of them has already been covered. So by me turning up late, I missed the important information, because when the presenter or whoever is meant to be hosting that event actually already covers all the information, you cannot go in and ask the same question again and expect them to actually go through it all over again just because one person asked for that question, because it's just not right. So if you turn up on time, you do not have to miss those important informations that you could have asked a different question which could have been covered. Because now that you missed that valuable information, because now you think all the questions that you're going to ask has already been covered, and you do not want the presenter actually repeating just things just for you, because everybody else will be just waiting on the side of the room there and be like, I already heard all these things, can we move on? It delays other things, which pretty much goes back to the first point that I made. And the fourth reason why keeping time is important is it shows professionalism and commitment. For instance, in your workplace, if you turn up late, I'm pretty sure you guys have a limit or something. If you turn up late a couple of times, you get warned off, and if you keep turning up late, you pretty much get shown the door. And that also goes the same aspect for interviews or stuff like that as well. So if you do not attend your first interview on time, then you pretty much get, you don't actually get the job in the first place. So you have to turn up on time, otherwise you don't get the job. And in aspect to relation to business, you're gonna have lots of meetings that you have to network with other businesses. And if you're somebody who always continually just go late to his with whoever you're meant to be meeting up with, there's no way that you're gonna actually keep that partnership going for the long run, because nobody wants to network with somebody who does not actually care for what they do. Because if you have your own business, you have to value it, so you have to be turning up on time for any event that you're invited to, or any meetings or any seminars or whatever, because time, it is important. Because when you delay somebody's time, it pretty much throws the whole day out of whack. And that leads me to the fifth point. Without you keeping time, it throws everything into this organization. So for instance, you meant to meet up with this person say 9 o'clock in the morning, but you turned up at 10 minutes late. That pretty much ends up adding on to that person's actual schedule, because now his next schedule has to be 10 minutes after you as well, and it pretty much builds up like that. And if that person was meant to meet up with somebody maybe, let's say 10 o'clock, now he has to get there 10:10 because you came late. Now he has to be late as well, and that pretty much continually just builds up, and on top of that, and just the whole day just gets thrown out of whack. So you have to be able to keep your time so that everybody else will also have an organized day. And pretty much that's all the 5 points that I'm going to be covering with you guys today. So that is why keeping time is important. So this African time thing that we seem to have a lot in our community, we have to learn to actually get rid of that mindset slowly, because it affects you on personal, business, and you as a whole community. It's very important to keep time. Our videos will always be uploaded to our YouTube page. If you have time, jump on there, subscribe to it. We also have Instagram. Yeah, we got Instagram. Probably not as much videos uploaded there, because with the 15 seconds and stuff like that, we're still working around that, on how to get it all sorted out. And also we got Facebook. Check us out on that. As usual, thank you very much for tuning in to another video shoot for Entrepreneurs of Africa. Enjoy your day.